Hello and welcome to Barbershop Books story time. Today's story is a cool story. It's called Ada Twist, Scientist. Let's take a look at this cover and see what this book is about. Well, it says scientist in the title right here. So I think we might be learning about scientists today. Well, there are two kids on the cover. There's a boy, and there's a girl. And it looks like there's all kind of equations and other type of math and sciencey stuff all over the cover. So I think we're going to be learning about some science today. Let's hop into the story. Oh, I'm Alvin Irby. Forgot to tell you that. Okay, so let's hop into the story. Ada Marie said not a word to the day she turned 3. Whoa, she didn't speak at all until 3? Wow, she did a lot of listening. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break, with a trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day, chasing each sound and sight, and didn't slow down until conked out at night. And look, do you see her? It looks like she fell asleep on top of a tall dresser. And look at her room. It's so messy. There's kind of stuff everywhere. And look, her brother's like, hey, what is she doing asleep up there? She's not supposed to be sleeping on top of the dresser. That does not look safe. Do you see where she's like falling asleep way up there? What if she fell off? That does not look safe. All right. Her parents were frazzled, but tried not to freak as Ada grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly young Ada, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. So this is like a rhyming book. I hear like a cool rhythm and rhyme to the story. And look at her parents. They're reading books and looking at all kinds of stuff that maybe they want to share with her. And there she is, looking at things and playing with different things. Ada is very curious. You know what curious means? It just means that you like learning. You like finding out new things. And most scientists are curious because there are problems that they're trying to solve with science. Let's see what happens next. That's just what happened when Ada turned 3. She tore through the house and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Oh my goodness. This clock is so tall. Whoa. Ada's chin quivered. That just means that it kind of like shook a little bit. That usually happens when someone's scared. Like maybe their lip will quiver and it'll shake a little bit. But she did not cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked, why? Her parents were yelling, "Stop, stop, stop." And Ada was like, why? Well, I think you're going to figure out. Here are her parents. They're rushing over to try and help save her. And she's just asking, but why? And look, she's at the top of a tall clock. Do you see it? Whoa. Why does it tick? And why does it talk? Why don't we call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside your nose? She's asking so many different questions. And look, here's a picture of her asking some of these different questions. Oh no, look what she's doing to her dad. She stuck a finger in his nose. Oh no. You are not supposed to stick a finger in your dad's nose. Do not stick fingers in your parents' noses. She started with why, and then what, how, and when. By bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it out." So this story, for those of you who are just tuning in, we're reading Ada Twist, Scientist. And it's a story about a little girl who didn't talk at all until age 3. And as soon as she started talking at age 3, she wanted to know about everything. She had questions about everyone and everything. And you can even see in the story, because it has some of the questions that she asked. Like it says, what? And here it says, why? And here it says, when? So she's asking lots and lots of different questions. And that's what scientists do. They try and solve problems. And the way that they do it is by asking lots and lots of questions. Why? What? How? When? Her parents kept up with their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. So as she got taller, as she got bigger, well, she started to ask even more and more questions. But it looks like her parents were there to the rescue. So they were there to answer her questions. And even her older brother, do you see? He even has stuff to help her with her questions. And do you see all of these different questions? Let's see what some of her questions were. What is it for? Will it be the same? What if? What does it do? How soon is it now? Why won't it? How can I find out? She is like a question expert. She knows so many different types of questions. Wow. And it's so great that she has family members who are helping her solve some of her questions. Even Miss Greer found her hands, were quite full when young Ada's chaos wreaked havoc at school. Oh, wow. Now Ada is asking like a million questions at school? Oh, man, I wonder what's going to happen. But this much was clear about Miss Ada Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. Oh, wow, you're not going to believe what she does at school. Look at this. She has on goggles and she set up all of these bottles. They almost look like soda bottles or something, but they're very colorful. And look at her teacher. Her teacher looks shocked. She's like, wow. She's like, she can't believe that Ada Twist is doing all of these different experiments. And look at her class. I think her class is cheering her on. They think it's the coolest thing ever. Do you like science? I love science. I hope you like science too. Let's see what else Ada Twist scientist is up to. Ada was busy that first day of spring, testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing, when a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled her toes. I wonder what the horrible smell could be. I wonder if it's like a skunk or something. Zoe, said Ada. Oh no, I think that might be Zowie or something. Said Ada, which got her to thinking, what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tail? No nose to tail? Oh, wow. I don't know what would happen if you didn't have a nose. I guess it would be kind of hard to smell. She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. That's what some people do when they're thinking. They tap on their chin and they think, She'd start at the start, where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. And if you see, look at her with her finger under her nose because of the horrible smell. And look at her brother. It looks like he's going away to go play tennis. Wow. I bet that was a super duper stinky smell that Ada smelled. And look at all of the stuff that she has all over the yard. That's such a big mess. It's going to take her like forever to clean all of that stuff up. Ada did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Ada thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. So maybe the stinky smell is from old food that's kind of been like, I don't know, moldy or something like that. It can smell very stinky. She tested and tested, but soon Ada knew. It was time to come up with hypothesis 2. Hypothesis is just like a fancy word for like a question or something that you think is going to happen. Like if you think, I think this is the reason why this happens. Or I wonder if this is the reason why that happens. And then you have to test it to figure out if your hypothesis or your thoughts are true. Then, zowie, the stink stuck again. Just like that. Hypothesis 2. It's caused by the cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. Cats don't use perfume and cologne. So young Ada tested. Ew, the test was a flop. So I don't think she was able to figure it out from her test of the cat. And look, it looks like she's testing the cat to figure out if the cat is the source of the stinky smell. And look at all the stuff that she's using to test it. There's like so much stuff. Everywhere she goes, there's like a huge mess. For those of you who are just tuning in, today we're reading Ada Twist Scientist for Barbershop Books Storytime. And in the story, there's a young girl named Ada, and she's like a scientist. She has lots and lots of questions, and she even does experiments. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop! Look what she was about to do! You do not put a cat in the washing machine, no matter how stinky it is. That's not safe for the cat. It could get hurt." Oh my goodness. Oh no, she got in trouble. Look what her parents did. They do not look happy at all. And look at the brother holding the cat, and the cat even looks scared. Why do you think the cat looks scared? Probably because Ada Twist, the scientist, was about to put the cat in the washing machine. And you never put an animal in a washing machine or any kind of machine. That's not safe at all. Ada Marie, to the thinking chair now. By the time we count 3. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. Oh, wow, her parents are not happy about this. Why? Ada questioned. Her mother said, no. What? Ada queried. She just wondered, what? Her father said, go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. So her parents are sending her to the thinking chair to think about some of the things that she's done, but she just wanted to be a scientist and answer her questions. She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Ada Twist didn't know what to do. I wonder what she's going to do. But what I do know is that she looks really sad. Can you see? She looks really sad. She sat all alone by herself in the hall. And Ada once more could say nothing at all. Wow. I think this is the thinking chair. Do you see it? And she's just sitting there, I guess thinking. That's a really huge chair. It's like really big. And she's kind of really small. Like her feet can't even reach the little stool there. You see the part here where you can put your feet to rest your feet? She's so small, her feet are still inside the chair. I wonder what Ada's gonna do while she's in the thinking chair. And so Ada sat and she sat and she sat. And she thought about science and Stu and the cat and how her experiments made such a big mess. She did make a big mess everywhere that she went. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of the terrible stinking? She remembered that. Like, why was everything so stinky? Okay, I hope that she gets to the bottom of why things are so stinky. Ada Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question and then she asked 2. And each of those led her to 3 questions more. And some of those questions resulted in 4. So she keeps asking questions and questions and questions. As Ada got thinking, she really dug in. That means she really started to think really hard. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, how, and when. At the end of the hall, she reached why once again. And look, here she is in the thinking chair, and she's writing on the wall. Oh, man. Are you supposed to write on the wall? No, of course not. Because someone's going to have to clean it. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and just had to gawk. They could not believe their eyes. No patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was a great thinking hall. they watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with their curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, we'll figure it out. And look at all of the stuff that Ada Twist scientist wrote on the wall. She filled up the entire wall. And look at her parents. They cannot believe their eyes. They cannot believe their eyes that their daughter has written on everything on the wall. And that's what they did, because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and a heart that is true. They remade their world. Now they're all in the act of helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. So everybody in the house is helping her to learn stuff. Wow. She asks lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. And so look, here are her parents and her older brother, and they're reading books so that they can help answer her questions. Maybe the cat is even helping too. But cats can't read, so I don't know. Maybe the cat is just hanging out to provide support so they feel good while they're reading. And look, Ada Twist, now she has paper, a lot of paper that's on a tall roll. So she can write as much as she wants on the paper and not on the wall. Let's see. And as for that smell, what can Ada Twist do but learn all she can with her friends in grade 2? She's in 2nd grade. Wow. Will they discover the stink that curls your toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? And look, here are the students. And it looked like they're having show and tell because everyone's holding something in a jar that it looks like they're going to share with the rest of the class. And it looks like she's smelling something. So maybe she brought the stinky smell for show and tell. I don't know. Well, guess what? That's the end. Thank you so much for listening to today's story, Ada Twist Scientist. To learn more information about Barbershop Books, you can visit our website, barbershopbooks.org. You can also connect with us on social media at Barbershop Books. Until next time, bye.